just coming on to remind anyone or just have a conversation about when going through a spiritual awakening. Sometimes, especially when you're really in good hopes for things to begin to unveil and get more clear and feel more aligned. Sometimes the veil isn't completely all the way up, and that leaves you feeling still, yes, hopeful, but also sometimes in a state of maybe a light ignorance to other things that still have yet to be revealed, and they do tend to slowly reveal themselves. And it's important to remember that the process can be sometimes relatively slow in the unveiling and revealing process. And sometimes when you think, just because you're getting a little bit more light than you maybe had before, like you're seeing a little bit more light than you had before, sometimes that light, though, yes, just as bright, appears to be more clear and showing more clarity in maybe the space that you're at than it actually is. Because if you think about it, when you're in a dark room and you are about to, like, okay, let's say you're getting ready for bed, like I am about to do, and it's relatively like lights are on. It doesn't necessarily seem like if I were to turn this light off, immediately it might look really dark, but the more your eyes adjust, you'll notice where, in particular, let's say from the outside, if there's lights on, I'll see that light become slightly brighter, and I will know that there's more light out there because of maybe the crack that's in the door, and that light just becomes super bright. But in objectivity speaks, the room is mostly closed and I have the door slightly cracked. It doesn't mean that the door is all the way open, that I can get the full scope of the light that's coming from outside, but just that slight crack in the door makes the room look brighter than it is. You know what I mean? So when moving through let's call the whole experience a spiritual awakening, sometimes that process that becomes like you want to be aligned more quickly than maybe where you are in that very moment, that we just need to take each moment as they come and remembering that it is a process, and awakening is a process. It's not just an instant like, all right, I know everything now that there is to know about this new thing that I'm going to be experiencing, whatever that looks like. No, it's every day we're taking new steps, and every moment there's something revealing itself to you to be enlightened, for you to acknowledge, so that the rest of what you're experiencing can begin to then integrate and culminate a greater experience of the things that you are learning. And just like any new journey, you take the steps as they come. You don't always know where to place your foot, if it's going to be in a puddle or in dog poop. You just don't know. And the only way to find out how to handle the things that come at you is just to be patient and present with yourself, and to trust that no matter what you step on, what path you're walking on and through, it's ultimately going to be giving you some sort of guidance and wisdom to self-reflect, to allow mindfulness to enter, for the experience to be witnessed and observed. And this is important because we are all very human, and we're on no timetable but our own perspective shifting realities that at any one moment, again, can become something unique and special and learned. So, yeah, just wanted to pop on to give that reminder to anybody who feels like you're one step ahead and then maybe 2 steps back. This is never the case. It's only in relative assumption that we've got to know everything there is to know about the current experience we're having, so that we don't feel a negative feeling. And that just simply isn't, not simply, I wouldn't even say that's pretty simple, because that can get pretty complex, but that is important to know, that it just doesn't happen that way. And to give yourself the grace to feel the depths of everything that you are feeling, and alchemize that through your heart to bring yourself back to a space of remembering that what you feel is valid, and the feelings just need to be acknowledged, and that you are very human, and that there are people with very similar feelings who also don't have the equipment or the resources to understand these things fully, even in those moments sometimes, that you can be comforted by the fact that we're not all perfect, and that we're all still learning, and that just makes the other people who maybe do have the keys, resources, and tools to assist us further to just be in a state of listening and honor, and sometimes just playing the humble or humility card if that becomes the situation. But regardless, there's likely people out there who know something or two about maybe the thing you're experiencing. So it is important to share what you're feeling, or share whatever it may be happening, to also help those people who do have a bigger space of compassion and space holding to be able to hold you without condition whenever you need it, so that they also can feel that there's a space for them when they need it, because surely enough, it will happen. So I hope that that all sits well with you, and I wish you a very well grounded, faith-filled, spiritual awakening and human experience. Namaste.